Probando. Testing. Little by little. Here we go. Welcome, sir. I'm the first of our heroes. I can hear you. We're just awaiting the arrival of the others. You're currently listening to the dulcet tones of the Skyrim soundtrack. But now, you're going to listen to mine. Don't ask me how I learned how to do that. Is that a little better? Excellent. Excellent. You did finish last session on a whale. Yeah. Just for the record, your audio is not going out to stream at the moment. It's the usual thing that I do. And here's hoping that studio mode doesn't destroy, it doesn't crash Streamlabs just before starting, as it likes to do. In other news, Patreon is up now. Should anybody want to throw a couple of bucks my way a month, that would be quite fine. That is patreon.com/commoner, KMNOR, commoner. Because IRL, that is my class.
Have you invited your parents to watch?
No. I mean, they have definitely, I think I have done so once. But, you know, I have prepared a good bit for today's game, which is already a nice change of pace from the usual. For those who are watching us or who watch us after this, I am currently in the process of living in my parents' house and going sober, which has not been fun, but I am sticking to it. Little by little, we shall overcome, and we shall overcome. Three minutes to 8. Let's see about the rest of our gentlemen. Yeah, I changed a little bit of the description that we usually have on the starting screen. I was going to just leave it at the, the game starts when the fat lady sings, but Ozempic is a miracle. Yeah, not that you would know about it with your superhero physique. Bloody hell. Listen to this, you bastard. I'm gonna get in the gym, and I'm gonna grow a chest that's gonna leave you green with envy, purple with sadness, and multicolored with gayness. How does that work? I've got no idea. But then again, if your chest is impressive enough, you don't need an idea. You just need to bench. Don't start, puppy. Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna turn off the studio mode and how about we go over to our chatting screen in the meantime as we kill some time and murder some seconds and obliterate some milliseconds and do some horrible, nasty things to the plank length.
Sure.
Now, there he is. And this should be us. Hello, brother. It's good to see you. It is 8 p.m. in my corner of the world, which, for those not in the know, is somewhere in Spain. And I shan't be giving much more precision than that. You know, for protection purposes. Let us now do an evil guided meditation. How about that? For us, or rather, I'll guide us. And you can do it if you so desire.
You don't have to worry about me. I can just flip a switch and enter a character.
I know. It's more about, I don't know what it's about. What would an evil guided meditation even look like? Like, all of your problems are your own fault. Everybody thinks about that thing you did. Oh dear. Do you see the message that I'm seeing?
Yep.
Listen, to our audience, wherever they may be, I haven't been a Catholic in over 20 years, but pray for our man Murakami. Pray for him. Pray non-denominationally, pray Catholically, pray evilly, pray to the Princess of Hell. By the way, have you seen Trench Crusade? God, that shit looks fun. It's like Warhammer 40k. But
Yeah, I've seen I've seen the miniatures.
I want to paint an artillery witch. Like, those look badass. A guest has joined.
Hello.
Here he is.
Can you listen to me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we hear you. We listen to you. We even appreciate.
Wait, no, hold on. It's my volume. It's low, but it's just because you guys are coming out of the computer. I'm waiting for it to finish connecting with the earphones.
Take your time. We are still awaiting the other members of the party. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, there you go. Doing good.
Oh, I thank the Lord that there is an extra design on your T-shirt. I don't know if you're like me, but I have I definitely feel a stigma against wearing red clothing.
Oh no, I just forgot about it. I actually like red.
Yeah, me too. I
See,
actually
me
have one
too.
very, very bright red shirt. I don't
It's a
use it very
good
often
color.
because these days I don't use my shirts.
I have a couple of shoes that have red shirts. I don't have a problem with red anymore. I kind of give a fuck about what with the world with the world politics in general. So
That's fair enough. For people watching us afterwards, I don't dislike the color for any.
oh, we're live.
Well, technically, I mean, there's only the few of us here. You know, quality
Sorry.
production. I haven't been streaming due to the situation here. Yeah, for those who not in the know or whoever watches this afterwards, I essentially fucked up for an extended length of time and had to move back in with my parents. Now that is not it's not a curse, honestly. My family's great. It's just a hit on the ego, but we'll get past it. And speaking of ways of getting past it, the Patreon is live. That's patreon.com/KMONR, patreon.com/commoner. Oh, did we lose our mans?
Apparently. Oh, there he is.
There we go, now he's back. Beautiful, beautiful man. Now, our brother Murakan is currently undergoing some intestinal duress from what we can see, but he should be with us in short time. Do we have any news on brother Skulek, also known as a clue?
No, he hasn't responded. I sent him a text, but his last connection was 20 minutes ago. He may show later. Hard to say. As we know, the guy is busy like an ant.
Such is life. Indeed. Now,
That even more when you're an immigrant.
oh yeah. Is he also? He's also in Brazil with you, isn't he?
No, he's in Colombia.
Well, then he has no excuse. He can either get Colombian coffee or Colombian marching powder. He should have the spell haste on call. Like
That's the thing, he doesn't need it. So, to understand this guy, you have to understand the sheer inability to stay idle.
Holy cow.
Like, he needs to be doing something, otherwise I think he would explode.
Well, that's kind of surprising. I'm a bit jealous, if we're being honest.
Have you seen his woodwork?
Yeah, he gave me a hand job the other day. It was superb. Working with wood, you know?
But we're talking about a guy who used to make guitars.
Oh, shit. If I
Yeah,
had the money, I would ask for one of those.
that's the kind of woodwork I'm talking.
That is
So, yeah.
serious.
And he has
for the
become this
audience.
good precisely because he needs to do something and he loves working on wood. So, at 30 years of that shit, and, well,
Yeah,
this is where
you
we're
do
at.
get somewhere. For those in the audience, I may have made a very crude joke, but what isn't crude is our friend's skills. The things he sends to the group chat are truly, it's like, they're for somebody else, but I wish I could buy them.
Even if we're not gonna use it, it's just like, it looks cool and my friend made
Yeah.
it.
I know for a fact
Yeah.
that I bet you were dying to get that drinking horn and stand.
Yeah, because I already have the fucking horn, so...
Yeah.
So you would love to have our friends Wood?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yes,
That's-
indeed. Don't
All right.
doubt it, please. Now, still waiting on word from our friend Murakan. We'll see what
I
happens.
should go
with
to the
him.
barber at some point this week.
Nah, man, grow that shit out. Let it
No,
expand. Go free. Be wild. Store
No.
peanuts in it.
Okay.
You know, like whole-shelled peanuts. Can you imagine someone trying to get you in a Kimura and 30 peanuts?
This motherfucker just stopped. I'm like, what?
You know, if I trained as much jujitsu as you did, I would definitely put like whole-shelled peanuts in my beard, just for them to think, oh wait, did I snap that man's neck? No. Tactical poison attack. You know?
Okay.
Technically, if your enemy has a deadly allergy, you can always coat yourself in anti-person venom. You know? You see, you live a...
Have you seen Baki?
I have seen
Baki?
Baki. Have you seen
know,
Mr. Elon and Trump get...
The guy with the poison in the hands?
I may have missed that one. I'm talking about a panel from the manga, a recent one, where Elon and Trump get graped by Jujiro.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not even
Interesting.
shitting. Like that's...
Oh no, it's manga, of course.
It's Baki.
On top of all that.
Fun fact, the daughter of... like the guy who draws Grappler Baki, his daughter is the author of Beastars. Now
That
that I think
tracks.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's we all have our brain rot. Very much so. Now, there was a mechanism used a couple of sessions ago, which I've been reviewing the rules for it today, but I just wanted to mention it to you two while we're still here. See if you can find any obvious problems with it. But it was the idea of the spell catapult and spell catch effects. In essence, I've been thinking of restricting them mechanically to the start of the match. So the way that works is a spell catcher it has a limited number of slots. So imagine you have your little dangling device. And each slot has a maximum size spell that you can put in it. So depending on the quality of the thing, you might have a spell catcher that will stop 1 level 1 spell, 2 level 2s, and 1 level 3. That way you're safe from like enemy cantrips and a fireball or something else. And of course the limitations come from the quality and the amount of money that you're able to put into it. Now the spell catapult effect, I'm thinking, can only really be used at the start of a match, and the purpose of one thing is to disable the other preemptively. So that if you're fighting humanoids, and you think, well, we're gonna be fighting some rich motherfuckers. If we want to be able to cast spells in this fight at all, then we're going to have to start with an investment. And depending on the amount of money that you can load into a spell catapult, you're able to ensure that you cancel out a number of slots in the catcher in question. So instead of being you throw a fireball and that fireball has the ability to go through a number of barriers, it's you have a spell that breaks barriers at whatever effectiveness it is that you've put the money into. And you may need more than one if you want to ensure that your enemy's defenses are completely taken out. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yes, but what I see is I'm missing the part where the heroes find a way to find the amount of gold to fight bigger opponents. I don't know if I'm making sense. For example, in the upcoming battle per se,
Yes. So
we're fighting a kingdom. So I mean, I'm powerful. I could fuck up a lot of them, but no,
but a rich
it's
person
like
would always have a fucked up advantage.
exactly that's my point. It's like I'm being slapped in the face with money.
Yes. So either
Ex-
you as a hero have to collect a lot of gold, or you need to figure out. You probably need to invest in some manner of sight, say by having an artificer, or by having, by doing scouting, or by just guesstimating how much money you can throw against a given opponent. Obviously, bandits on the road and monsters probably have very little to put on. So you might not even bother. Like, you might start combat, and before you throw out your high-level spells, first you throw out a couple of fists, you know, a couple of cantrip level things, or level 2 things. See if anything gets caught in the net. Or, if you're going to fight what you know to be a tough enemy, maybe the first thing you gotta do is go visit a moneylender. Make sense? It's definitely something that I need to work on a lot more to make sure that it doesn't completely invalidate a caster. Because my concern in terms of game balance is you, Fito, for example, let's say that you're the only caster type in the party, and you get ambushed by a group that has a spellcatcher that's completely loaded, and nobody gets time to throw a catapult. What if they just have like 4 high-level slots already, and you have 5 turns of combat where you try to do something and just get fizzled out without a chance to reply or retort? Like, that could truly ruin your fun in a way that could be interesting in a novel, but not so much in a game. So, just letting you know, I'm having that in mind because it's an idea that I need to go back to. Now,
okay.
let's see if we can get word back from good old Rick here. And if not,
Might
we'll
want to
get
text him
started.
directly.
Yep, let me just do that.
You know, I'm gonna go get some water, something to drink, and be right back. Okay? If Ricardo's not here, let's start because guys, remember I have to leave if I want to keep my
Yes,
testicles in
sir.
the.
I think that's fair. Go get your water, and on your return, we'll start whatever we are. And them's the words. Now, I'm just going to pop myself a little bit of dopamine. Sunflower seeds. Gotta love this shit. Now, I know it's a stereotype, but I had one Eastern European co-worker back in England who loved to eat sunflower seeds. I never saw him do it, but what I did see him do was add an unsightly amount of salt to all of his meals. Aha. We have a Aku with us. Welcome, sir. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I promise we won't keep you waiting long. Our friend Amadeus has just gone to get some water.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we hear you loud and clear and beautiful and near. That is excelente. Which is when you use Microsoft Excel to catch a legendary Pokemon. I'm not proud of that joke, but I'm gonna do it again. Now, in expectation of our friend's arrival, time to change the music. Okay, can you hear the watery sounds of watery tarts?
How about you start with Quaylix? While
Let's do that. So, a clue. Last time we were all together, the players were attacked. They had just gone on to get a taxi, if that's what you call being ferried through the skies by a shapeshifter, a woman who could turn into a whale. But at the very start of that fight, you were nowhere to be seen. Now, some people thought you fled, but in fact it was not so. It was an unfortunate critical hit from the back. The last thing you remember is a commotion and then being dragged and placed somewhere safe. Now, at the time, I don't think anybody cared to mention, but now you find yourself somewhere warm, hairy, and quite frankly, a little stinky. You realize you are being held in the crux of the arm of Ozar, the gigantic reborn dwarf who was Lady Class's helper. What happened was, during the fight, you got knocked out, and not thinking much of it, he picked you up and put you away safely. So now, we rejoin our heroes on the back of a whale. You are currently underwater. Zorak, you are also present, and once our friend Amadeus comes back, he is also here in the scene. The sunlight is filtering through the deep waves. As you leave the site of your previous battle, the water clears a bit more, leaving behind the carcasses of the defeated crabs and dinosaurs. You know, some of the many, many monsters that live in these waters. Zorak, you see as Ozar lifts his arm and two people fall out from under his armpit. It is Loki, still in his little girl form, just what his curse has said is going to be his shape for the day, and your friend Aku, who has a nasty, nasty looking lump in the back of his head, clearly having been surprise attacked by your enemies before. It's kind of a shame, but you don't think it was, the hit is such, the bump is such that you really can't say, nah, this guy doesn't know how to fight. Like, he got sneak attacked. As for yourself, You're also in a bit of a sorry condition. How many health points were you left with at the end of last session?
Well, you said that I didn't take any damage from catching the bullet crab, but I still have 17 points of damage from the fight. By the way, I'm hearing myself a little bit, probably through your audio, not sure.
I was able to hear myself as well when I was trying the audio just for you.
How about now?
Hello, hello? I guess it's fixed now.
Yeah, I got these things figured out. So, the moment you fall out of Ozar's armpit, Loki starts spitting. Jesus. Oh my god, man. You could shave. Do dwarves know how? I know you don't shave your beards, but you could shave your armpits. It wouldn't hurt at all. And Ozar says,
Well, you know, I need it to keep from chafing. Speaking of,
yeah, the whale that you are riding, Lady Class herself, chimes in, but nobody can understand what she says.
Okay, so I drop the crab. I guess I'm still kind of drunk. So I go, alright, let's get some players safe. She needs healing. I do too.
well,
And I'm gonna need to take a piss.
you're gonna have to hold on for that a little bit. Because I cannot stay up here all along. I breathe in too much oxygen, you see.
You see that the protective bubble that's been cast around the whale has shrunk a little bit. Not some insane amount, but enough to say that there is an expenditure going on.
I'm gonna have to put myself into barrel mode, and it's best if you all go into the lady's mouth and figure out what we're gonna do with this situation, because the way I see it, now we are fugitives too.
I'm late. So I was drunk as fuck. You got knocked out, and we got attacked by 3 dog people.
Yes, the party was attacked by what was clearly some kind of scent assassins. However, those same assassins didn't seem to be... Sorry, my little war piece just took my attention. Those same assassins seem to be way out of their depth as you guys took care of them rather quickly. With that, Ozar just kind of grabs each of you by the back of your neck and, without being unnecessarily rough, just goes whoop, and puts you through the whale's baleen. That's sort of like the whale teeth that are at the bottom. And all of you are now inside of the whale. That's the group comprising Zurok, Amadeus, Aku, Loki, and the name of this NPC, which was Parchees, the little gnome man who is the brain, or rather, the money person of the group. As you go into the whale's teeth, the same magical effect as when you were in the air takes place, which is that the flesh of the whale becomes translucent and you see the world as if you were moving through it in a bubble of air. And you can see that Ozar does something very complicated in which he keeps hold of a pair of reins, jumps out of the protective air bubble, and sort of makes himself into a ball in such a way that the pieces of his armor come together and he looks kind of like a barrel. There's a bit of shifting, a little bit of getting into place, and the last thing you see is as his skin turns very stone-like, the barrel completely closes, and he is being dragged along by the whale, Miss Branchiatlas. That leaves you all together. Right, says the little gnome person. So what's this I hear about a clown box? And how did you come upon that? How did you get a box?
Okay. Amadeus, can you tell him I'm still kind of hazy?
Okay, so listen. This box came from a submarine. The submarine blew up, and people went inside the submarine, and we now want to get it open so we can save the people inside.
Okay, right. So that part is fair, but also that is a last measure. That is a last line of defense, which tells me that that submarine exploded, which means there were a lot of deaths. So,
How?
Well,
So-
if we open it, we can find out.
So we know that the submarine was attacked by some giant sea monster that punched a hole in the side. They were trying to fix it. I guess they run out of time.
Oh. Well, that makes a little bit more sense. How do you feel about battered calamari? Onion rings.
I haven't tried it.
Well, you should. It's delicious. But that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is... Listen. This causes a problem for me, the lady class, and Ozar over there as a group. What we do is we save drowned dwarves, but we don't do it just for ourselves. The deep dwarven kingdoms are just... They are... We are beholden to the Deep Queen, but we have a contract. We are under contract with the Blood Empire and with the Old Kingdoms and with Argenta. So technically speaking, we shouldn't even be here anymore. If I can read the sun through the waves, I'd say Our Lady's taking us west when we should be going east to continue our, well, contract. We should be going towards Pontus right now. And I have to be entirely honest with you, politically speaking, what I should be doing is letting you drown and taking this box home.
Well, they chose otherwise.
Okay, we won't drown them. There's been a little bit of a tiff between the whale and her paymaster. Look, what do you want from us? Because you've already put us in peril. We're definitely, after whatever happened up there, we're definitely outlaws now.
All right. Listen. Jesus, I'm getting a headache. Here's the situation. Inside of that climb box is some people, dwarves, of course, that were helping us build our settlement, and also, I guess I should mention it by now, since the guy is a fucking legend, is also Master Voltemok, who is the grandfather of Lady White Orchid, who, now that I think about it, we gotta get back and help as well.
That's cool and all, but that's still, it has nothing to do with our contract.
Again, I don't know why they chose. I mentioned the clown box. And they sprung into action. We just wanted help to open the clown box and take the people back to the settlement.
That was Ozar, who is an idiot. I am the money here. What do you actually want from us?
All I wanted was some transportation for the over 100 people back to our place.
Well, that's not gonna work now. Listen. If we continue going underwater, we're gonna get attacked again. And from the condition that my lady is in, I don't think she can take another encounter. If we go above water, we're gonna get hunted down. Because as you've seen, this empire has a lot of flying troops. So the only thing I think we could do for you is split up. Leave you wherever you want, and then meet up again at some other point in time after we've completed our contract for the month. There is another mournful wail sound as the lady complains. She is probably more on your side than Perchise, but he's the one with the book. He's the one...
All right, let's do something. Let's get to some shore. We attend to her wounds, and we have a clearer conversation. How does that sound?
That might be better. So, I'm just gonna make a roll here for the lady. That is an 18. With that, she picks up speed underwater the further you get away from the docks, and traveling inside of a translucent air bubble inside of a magical whale, I have to admit, it's kind of an experience. You're able to see the ocean as it truly is, illuminated with light that is clearly being projected from you. At some point, you see something that only another one of your party members has seen before. You see an expanse, a flat and enormous expanse of faintly glowing white coral. As you go above it, or rather, as the Lady Branchia starts to swim above it, you feel as if you are being sung to. Let me just put the music here. A soft, hallowed sound. With that, while they're still here, Murakan, you are traveling through the Shadow Sleeve at tremendous speed. You know your destination. You know it's the city. However, please make me a survival check, please. Do it with advantage.
Can't hear
You're
you.
currently muted.
He's not muted, but probably.
A little bit of audio is coming in. Try now.
I'm hearing nothing.
It stopped again. Keep trying. We'll see if we can get to you in a moment. So, the whale finds a beach as she comes above the water's edge. Let me just take off the underwater thing. You find yourself in one of the many nondescript beaches in this northwestern part of the world. You all disembark, and the lady class takes off her animal form and lands upon the shore. It falls face down into the sand. She's clearly all right, just being quite dramatic. And in a few minutes, with the help of Ozar, you've set up a small camping ground in the sand. For those who were injured during last fight, you may take this as a moment to rest, if you want to take a short rest.
Is it better now?
Yes, now we
Yeah.
can hear you. So,
Great.
jumping back to Murakan, give me that survival check.
With advantage, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me just clean this box, because I don't want anything to change my roll. Oh, I got a 20.
Dude, with a 20. So the first thing that happens is that you pick up a lot more speed than you did last time, almost as if you were just getting used to moving through the darkness. But with a roll of 20, you realize that the darkness is not completely uniform. You ever looked upon the reflection of the sky in water? So
Yeah.
it's not as if you are moving under the surface of water, but you can kind of see a reflection under you of the trees above you, and so it just becomes a lot simpler to move around. Not just that, but in some nondescript distance, you hear the baying of the angle hounds, those who eat time travelers. You leave them in the fucking dust. You cover probably twice as much ground as you did before with half the effort. Before I move back to the group, because you've all been separated, I just want to ask you, where are you going? Are you trying to meet up with your party back at the 3P bar? Or are you going to try to sense them and find them in some other way?
I think I will get to the city, but I will try to sound the city to see if they are around.
Excellent. I take that as your choice. We move back to the group. You are currently on the beach. Okay, so, says the lady class. So the problem here is that now that we have this box, or that we know of its existence, because you left it at your hotel room, did you not? The 3 Ps?
Basically.
That's
yeah,
fine.
and Loki is the one who knows how to open it. So
Hello, he says in his little girl form. So the problem is that now for us that's a priority. We need to get that back, those people back to our queen. Because there's only so much air inside that box. At some point in time, they will run out of resources, and we'll start to have to start cannibalizing the magical construct itself. Unless, no, sorry, I can't do it without my tools. Well, you're very useful.
wait, hang on. Loki, do you know portals?
Yes, but they wouldn't be particularly useful to us in this part of the world. There are too many rivers. I was actually very amazed. I was very surprised with you, Master Amadeus, because it's really quite difficult to cast magic underwater. You know what I mean? You're muted.
I said, yeah, I know. Thank you.
Just gonna let you know something for future reference. And he creates, from a stick of wood, he creates what's called a magical cannon. This is one of the artificer class abilities, and you can tell that it's very potent. Here's the problem. He throws it into the water, waits about 10 beats, moving up and down on his toes, pulls it out of the water, and it's back to being a stick. Running water is charged with magic, so it's very easy for things to get disenchanted. You were able to use evocation magic, but only short range. If you try to do any kind of long-term casting or long-distance casting over bodies of water, it is likely to get interrupted. So, in spite of all of our magical know-how, portal spells are not very reliable.
Then how about we move further inland so that you don't pass over any running water and you can teleport directly into the town?
How many rivers did you have to cross on your way here? When we say running water...
We traveled for a month,
Whew.
not for a few minutes.
Whew. That is not ideal. That is very far. But just clarification. Were you asking to teleport over to your room at the 3 Ps, or were you trying to go somewhere else?
To the room where we can get the box, or at least close to the fucking bar.
Oh, that's probably a lot more doable. Well, no reason not to try. So he is going to start preparing a magical circle in the sand. It's gonna take me a little bit to do this. It's not one of my prepareds, as you know, but I can cast it ritually. We'll do a standard dimension gate. How about that? So it's gonna take Loki about 15 minutes to do his thing. He starts gathering materials for it. And Purchase takes a look at the group and says, 80. He's doing that thing where you fake whisper. Now, you know it was my opinion that we probably should have just left him in the water, but are we seriously going to throw our lot in with these people? How do we know that they weren't the ones that brought the assassins over? You raise a point for cheese.
Wait, what?
Gentlemen. Sorry, am I being too incoherent? I may be a little incoherent today.
So I just sit up and go, wait, you think we were bringing assassins to you? Why?
Well, I don't know. But you took him out very quickly. You may have been trying to curry favor with the lady.
I did that by drinking with him.
Speaking of him, Ozar gets out of his tank form and goes, "Yeah, and he had the whole drink. No man that drunk could be lying to us." All right, fair enough.
He got a point. He got a point.
So,
Listen, we are just eventful. Shit happens around us. I don't know who those fucking dogs were or why they attacked us. I tend to grab bad attention on a standard, so for me, there's any number of reasons. So,
it could be anything. Okay, lady, so what are we going to do? Well,
can I roll intelligence to see if I can connect a few dots and see why 3 fucking dogs attacked us?
yeah, go for it. That would be could be let's call it a raw intelligence check, or you could do it an investigation check if you so desire. The DC for investigation will be lower.
Yeah, let me go for investigation. Might as fucking well. 19 plus 1.
So those guys were pushovers. You're thinking somebody was testing out your abilities before doing something else. It might just have been 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. Try to kill you, and if they're not able to kill you, gather information, see how strong the enemy is. In short, you think that was a sacrificial scouting party. Somebody got fucked.
I think I have a theory, though not a very revealing one. Not to me, at least. See, that kind of attack, if they wanted to really, really kill us, they would have sent something bigger. I can think of 100 different ways to get rid of a strong party a lot quicker and with a lot less fuss. So, somebody was testing defenses.
Amadeus, when he mentions that, you are reminded of the gigantic warrior who you intercepted, or who intercepted you on the way down. What was it he said? Do you remember?
Do you guys know? I don't remember. I don't remember what his name was exactly.
Well, if you describe him to the other members of the party, Lady Class says that is Tutul. He is the he is the Boa champion. He was the one who defeated Hawkmoth during the Summer War. He
Hawkmoth?
Yes. So, as you know, the city is not ruled by a hereditary leader. It is a appointed position. The ruling family is voted in every 10 years or so and given their badge of office, the Thunder Roar, a powerful dragon loot. So what happened was, for no reason that we're able to tell, the ruler, the appointed ruler Hawkmoth of the Rock Brother Band went to a summer war and was defeated. But when Tutul came back, he didn't have the loot on him. The entire city was strong-armed into having a new, well, change of management. But without the item itself, hard to say. Anyways,
who's his daughter?
Oh, that would be Mistress Agile Jib of the Boa clans. So,
Why would you want us dead?
well, because she's an evil bitch. The words come out of her mouth, and her two attendants go, "Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa!" But she is. So you think they jumped the gun? Says one of the party members. Let me just lower this music volume because it's driving me a little batty.
Yeah, and then they picked to attack us in the middle of the open. Now that I think about it, that doesn't add up.
So maybe
Someone wanted a show.
It was so you would be incriminated, maybe? And Amadeus, you now remember what the giant man said. This was his daughter's doing. So this was... So she had us attacked in order to make you look guilty. Why?
Why does she want to wait? I said no.
Who do we serve?
Yeah.
Technically, White Orchid.
Oh. So now there is a moment of connecting the dots between your interlocutors, and then it's Lady Class who says back, yeah, that would do it. So, as I mentioned, the previous appointed ruler was a man called Rock Hawkmoth. Well, the Hawk Moths happen to be, call it far-off cousins of the White Moths. So that's why she's keeping her, that's why she's being kept captive. You know that our magics work based on blood, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think happens to a blood-based magical spell that keeps a city's buildings afloat when the last known person to be, you know, connected to that family line is killed and no new person is appointed? Because that's the problem. When Tutul came back from the Summer War, he didn't bring back the key of office, and without it, those seals cannot be replaced. The city, she's using White Orchid in order to keep the tonal architecture from breaking down and the city from collapsing.
Oh.
Oh, what have we gotten into? It's over.
Wait.
I finished. Spell finished. Step into the gate. A shimmering disc of energy opens up on a random spot in the sand where you see that Loki has been making some very complex stuff. It's going to be open for a minute, so, you know, no big hurry.
All right. So before we
Welcome,
step in,
Master. Yeah.
before we step in, I get close to Lady Clast and Ozar and say, we passed through the place where probably the Summer War was. So whatever it is that is needed might still be there. Problem is, there's a giant green golem, but we can think about that later.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds like a problem for later on. Hang on, Barchi says. Just one thing. The city's ruler tried to have you take the fall for an attack that killed a bunch of civilians. So that tells me there's a high probability if we cross that barrier, we're going to be very close to a beehive of soldiers willing to put us in chains. Does that make sense? Like I said, you can be fugitives all you want. I guess we're fugitives now too. But that doesn't mean that I want to get my ass thrown into an Imperial prison.
So what, you're gonna stay here?
Not unless you change my mind very effectively. What are you saying? I'm saying we have a duty to our queen, and I like these guys, but we don't owe them anything. We should, honestly, we should go back to our embassy and try to get some political help. So I am fucking this up, but what he's trying to say is he doesn't think that you guys, how do I put this?
He doesn't want to tag along and get splattered.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's also saying, listen, we go back to our queen, we get a politician to fix this mess, we get the box afterwards, and screw you guys. It would be the safest thing for all.
Say, listen, I understand your whole point, but I need that box open as soon as possible for many, many reasons.
Well,
So help us open the box, get the people back, and then you can just go and never hear from us again.
that seems acceptable to me. Now, bear in mind, the way you're proposing this, they will not be sticking around to be your ride out of the city if you need one when your plan goes along and you try to, you know, what's the word here? Destroy
And we need to
the current political order.
Take that.
Let's think about the details, because we still need to carry over 100 people back a month of travel. So that is why we needed you in the first place. Look, I get it. You don't want to get caught in the blast if everything goes to shit, but I don't know. Let's trade favors. Let's trade something. Because
this?
I don't know how much of what's the word? Fugitives you are now. We are kind of stuck together.
So here's what happens. Loki comes in and says, yeah, but the real problem is you don't want the Imperials to keep the box. Isn't that right, you little bastard? You don't want them to figure out whatever it is, whatever technologies that you use to make that thing. Well, look at you. And, you know, it's a gnome and then an artificer who's turned into a little girl. So they're looking at each other like eye to eye. They start, you know, poking each other in the chest. And Loki says, I think, how about a compromise? You won't be our escape ride. That's fine. You won't be our getaway. We can give you the box, but we want you to wait for us over at these guys' settlement, because they'll be needing you afterwards. Isn't that right? Didn't you want to take a ride down south?
Well,
Well, we'll see how it shakes out.
how are we getting everyone back to our settlement then? Because let me tell you, the way we came only worked for the bunch of us. It's not going to work for a town's worth of people.
What if you had an army at your back? Because see, now that you've mentioned that badge of office, what if we went and got that? Because you see, it's
We
one
would have
thing.
the support of the entire city.
Yes, indeed. It would be one thing to reveal, you know, the evil snake's plan. It would be another to also say, you don't have a right to rule here. And if you have the loot in hand, well, that's 2 for 2.
Not to mention that it would save us a lot of trouble afterwards. It would probably even speed up the process of building the Imperial Road back to where the back to our settlement.
Oh yeah, you could. Listen, if you got the Hawk family back into place, I'm sure they'd be willing to put a lot more resources your way.
You know what? You want to know something funny? We just gotta wait for the guy who can pull that trick off. Where the fuck is Lizard Boy?
So with that, Murakami, you finish your trip in record speed. You could swear that you've moved like a lot faster than you were even supposed to. So you arrive at the outskirts of Tenki, at around the promontory where the mountain did that X and you were able to see from above. So you come out into the light and you're able to see the city. And just from here, you can tell that the whale person in question is no longer at her platform, just looking from a distance. How would you like to try to find your friends?
These motherfuckers. I will try to sound the shadows as well.
Okay, now in order to sound the shadows, you can either try to do a perception check or a luck check. Yeah, just one moment. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
So a perception or a luck check.
Yes.
What if I do a perception check and spend 1 luck point to do it with advantage?
That would be better, as the DC is in fact kind of high.
Okay. Let's see, it's 8 on perception. Can I not just add my basic perception? My passive perception? Let's see. Well, I got a 14 in a dice plus 8. That's a total of 22 for perception.
Jesus fuck. You are still getting used to these new senses, right? And as a Dragonborn, you have a naturally better sense of smell than humans do. But what surprises you as you drop back into the shadow sleeve is that you're following something that you're using what would be your sense of smell, but you're not tracking smells. The best way that you can explain it is you're tracking the disturbance left by the shape of souls that you know. You can tell where you have moved through. So you can tell what the shape of your soul was. And look,
You can smell the bad juju.
You can tell what your one is. And since you know that you are on the same path that you came to the city from, you can tell what the shape of your friend's soul disturbance is. And so it's kind of an elementary thing of following the strings along your path through the city, moving, the shadows in the middle of a teacup, under a tree. You take another quick walk through Lanciax's house. You then hop on above, below, tap, 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 tap. It all happens faster than you can really think about it because you're moving with your instincts. And then it is the sensation of vertigo as you're moving through shadows that are like vertically separated by a lot, and then you're underwater. And being in the shadows underwater is a different experience. This one is cold. Everything feels slower. You can feel that your shadow form becomes a lot more malleable in order to move through this medium. But for lack of a better term, you're following your friends through some pseudo-spiritual realm, and then you find a beach. And for those of you who are on the beach, you hear a commotion, you take a look back, there is a gigantic shadow as if of a snake that spans kilometers,
just trying to burst through the surface of the water. And in a moment, all of that mass of water that is being displaced falls back down, compresses, the shadow becomes very small, and Murakan walks out of the water as normal.
I go like, oh, there he is.
Well, that shit was interesting, not gonna lie. Do you like the underwater travel, buddy? Oh my god, this shit. Wait a minute.
So Jin is around your shoulders like a scarf. He is exhausted. He's like, that was fun. I like that.
Yeah, it's
And
okay, buddy. It's okay.
He falls asleep like a scarf
Relax.
on your shoulders. It's been a lot
Relax.
of traveling in a very short span of time.
So,
Yeah.
how was your trip?
What are you doing here, you fuckers? Weren't you supposed to be waiting at the city?
Yeah, well, shit happened.
No, don't tell me. Who did you decapitate this time to fuck up everyone's
dogs.
life again?
3, 1, 2 dog people
He
who
killed
were
a bunch of
following
puppies.
us.
Loki is pointing at you and being like, he killed a bunch of puppies.
Not a bunch. I killed one. He killed the others. And I killed an Amadeus with explosives.
Of course it has to be explosion. What are we doing here?
Everything. Planning. Making sure that whatever the fuck
You're
the
muted,
writer
Amadeus.
came up with makes sense.
You're muted. Amadeus, you're muted.
I'm sorry. There was a problem. Big bada boom, a big guy. We running, jumping, then some big things following us. Shit happens, man. The usual Wednesday thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. I kind of figured that
You've
out.
actually hit the number, and I want you to remember this fact for next time. It is currently a Wednesday, and you're 2 days away from the blood moon. Okay, so Friday night,
Oh,
shit gets complicated.
we still have
So,
time to
Lizard
get
Boy,
into the ritual. Then.
got an extra job for you. Because remember that we were trying to break down the fucking government here?
Yeah, that's what I bring the fucking pigeon. I show them.
Yeah, we have
the
new
bag with
information.
palomis.
If
Oh,
we
yeah.
do that... Good.
Yeah, he shows you a greasy little sack. You know for a fact that it's Corpalomas in there, but why does it look... It has like this... You know when you have an empanada bag and it's all greasy in the bottom? It's like that.
Anyway, so we have new information. If we do that, the way things are now, the entire city is going to collapse, literally. As in, it's going to fall off the sky. However, remember that field that we crossed that was full of broken swords and a giant green golem?
Nope. I remember shit. Nope.
Yeah, we have to go there.
We gotta go there and grab the thingamajig that is going to prevent that from happening.
And before we do that, we're just taking
So-
a quick jaunt back to the city to get the box. And
So,
So-
I walk near to him and I go like, come on, it's gonna be fun, you know it.
Hey, I promise you, we're gonna get a Godzilla moment for you.
right, guys, by the way, I know I said we have a lot of time, but this portal will wear out in like 5 minutes. So it's a skip and a hop. We go to the bar, get the box, come back here, and then go kill that thing. Does that make sense? Yes?
Sure, I'll go
Okay,
with you.
Maximum of 3 people through the portal at one time. The other 3 can come in right after. So
Why?
Well, not everyone needs
if
to-
you just need to get the box and get back.
yeah, but it's heavy, and I'm a little girl until the sun comes down, so I need some muffins.
Have you seen that this guy only works or only lives for that?
There's that. Ozar, do you think... No, you cannot fit in the bar, fuck it. Amadeus, you have new muscles. You're doing this with me.
Oh fuck! Okay, let's go.
I seen the sand.
Oh,
Say,
and the
"So
monk
go
too."
you do you. Go do you. I will.
We have a ninja here.
Yeah, that's excellent. So Murakhan is staying at the beach in the meantime, which well-earned rest, and the others go through. So you guys walk up to the portal with Loki in his little girl form. He says, "Okay, now everybody hold hands." And
Bring me something to drink.
We'll
I
try.
will. So it's Zurak holding Loki's hand. Loki is then holding onto Amadeus and then to Aku on the other one. And you jump through. There is a brief moment of disorientation. It's like you've been jumping in and out of water all day, but it's the sensation of going through a jacuzzi that it's blowing bubbles out you, but remaining completely dry. There is a fuzz, a hiss sound of static, and then the water comes back, and you are standing at the 3P bar. Now, when you get there, there is a brief commotion as a number of patrons go, "What the fuck? You're not supposed to teleport in here." Your weapons disappear, and then everybody chills for a moment. Bart, Ender, looks at you as a group and goes,
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Just don't worry.
We're gonna be out real quick.
We'll be
but I thought you already did.
hey, just put me a bottle of something to go, please, Bart, and add it to her
No,
tab.
hang on.
Okay?
I thought I thought you already
there you go.
checked. No. I thought you already checked out your friend, the guy, the bald guy with the beasts, and the dwarf. They walked out the room like 2 hours ago.
Who to the what now?
Oh shit.
So
Oh.
You got it?
Ah, Capek took the box and Sully.
So, hang on. He gives you the teleporting key to the room, and because you're all already holding hands, it's as simple as going up the stairs, opening up a random door, and then jumping into the room. And, well, the box is still there, but Sully isn't. And perhaps more importantly, there is something gross looking hung between a couple of the beds. It's hard to say exactly what it is. It looks like leather.
Okay, let me roll perception to see if I don't find any nasty surprises.
Roll for it.
16.
With a 16, you see a thin wire extending from one corner of the stretched out thing, which, following it with your mind, with your eyes, you see is connected to a very sophisticated crossbow trap that looks like being pre-built and has been put on one of the walls. Having seen it, it's as simple as, cutting the string while putting yourself out of harm's way. The crossbow bolts don't actually fire because it's a tension string, so the thing just is disarmed. But with that perception check, you're able to take a better look at the leathery thing, and you see that it is a cast-off skin in the shape of Capek. Burst and damaged in some places. It almost looks as if a snake had slithered out of it.
That wasn't Capek, was it?
Oh, shit. So that's how they knew where you were going to be. Indeed. And of course,
So who the fuck did this?
Some snake person? Maybe.
The snake girl?
There's too many coincidences. I would hazard a guess that, yeah, it was her. So, because you've nailed it, what he's saying is, yeah, that was Agile Jib. Capek was transformed as her the whole time, from the start. And not even as a what's the word here? It wasn't one. It wasn't a polymorph spell like you could use, Amadeus. This was some more biological kind of thing, like a true shape transformation.
Like a mutation.
Yeah,
Oh, can I dismount the crossbow from the wall?
you do so. It doesn't
Okay,
take.
so I grab it, I put it on my shoulder and say, let's grab the box and get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
There is a
Push.
commotion. Somebody is trying to break their way into the bar. You can hear it from all the way out here. Bart, who came into the room with you guys, goes, "It is the 3P bar policy that any adventure business that takes place inside of the bar is purely the adventurer's business, and we shall not cooperate with the authorities. So I am going to stop them. You guys make your way out. Can you reuse the same portal that you used to come in?" Loki says,
Loki?
"Yep, I can cast it from here."
All right.
Good.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's make
Okay,
it.
and
Let's make it.
I grab the skin. Of course, it's probably not. It's probably too large for me to carry the whole thing. So I just ripped a piece of it and put it in my bag. Evidence.
You do so. You have some snake woman skin. And with that, Bart leaves the room. Loki starts scratching shit on the wall for a moment. And this time it's much faster. He has some of his tools here in the room with him, and portal opens up. You're able to jump back in and come out on a nondescript beach not too far away. Well, that was something. That was something.
Beer tree just skips on giving.
Yeah, we plant those.
Nice.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh.
So, I guess the only question now is, do you want to go over to the Field of Flowers now, or do you want to wait until nighttime? Because I'll be a much better combatant once the night falls. Says
Yeah,
Loki.
not to mention Lizard Boy probably needs a rest after traveling God knows how long. And we need to talk to the pigeon.
That you do. So, fellas, what will you
Okay,
do
well,
in your next action?
Before that, I want to do an Arcana check to look deeper into the blood dice that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and to see if they're healthy for me to take.
Make that Arcana check. The difficulty for this is a 12, at least to know if they're going to be healthy. Further information will require a high roll.
Okay. Okay. That's a 14 plus 8. That's
22. 22.
22.
Well, with a 22, yeah, you can tell that these have not been poisoned in any kind of way. The difference in smell is probably attributable to the difference in DNA. It's just different people contributed to this blood pool than the ones that you've had before. So I guess that's just what this family smells like. Family as in the whole clan and or group of people that were transmuted into this. The
Okay.
other thing, did I tell you which type of dice you got?
No.
Right, so in the bag you have 3 dice. One is a 1d4, one is a 1d6, and the other is a 1d20. Very powerful. I don't have the rules for those on me right now, but we can get them if we so need.
Okay.
Now, will you be talking to your prisoner at this point in time?
So, first I sit down and I ask everyone to gather around. So, guys, this mess just got a lot bigger. So, it turns out that the lady snake who's ruling this place convinced a couple of exiled Boa clans to use Corpalomis as a sacrificial lamb to attack the settlement being built by White Orchid. My guess is that she wanted to erase that settlement as to remove any reason for her to leave the city. Keep her prisoner long enough, or as long as needed, to keep power.
Oh, that seems pretty
At least until she probably found a way to stabilize the whole city around her. How she was going to do that? No idea, but that just seems like the logical process.
Loki.
However,
You mentioned the corpse collector in the flower field, didn't you?
yeah,
Well, since her dad failed to bring the right body and the right tool to her, she might have requested a corpse collector to go and collect bodies for her. Eventually, it would have brought the right one.
So we're still
Given
running
enough
out of time.
yeah.
We pass around there around almost a week or two before arriving the city. So I don't know how those war collectors works, but we're pretty tight on time then.
Yeah, we have to find it, probably even intercept it.
I have a better idea.
Which
Oh,
is
What if we find the person who killed him, and we ask him where the body is? He knows. He just doesn't want to deliver. At least not to his daughter.
Who is
Well,
the
what if
daughter of
the-
the killer?
okay. So apparently Amadeus ran into a giant fucking guy who is the father of the snake lady. And, well,
Eugene blowing it up? That's some big news. That surprised me already.
yeah. So the guy is apparently not a fan of what his daughter is doing. And he is the one who killed the former leader of this town.
So he should be the new leader.
No, his
technically
daughter.
they should be ruling together. I didn't know, Loki says, I didn't know about the daughter part. I thought she was his wife.
Well, he said daughter. I don't know.
Probably because
mean-
he's looking to
I
stifle
mean,
her.
he did bring the guy's severed head into town, though. Just to give you that piece of information. That much I can confirm.
So
And probably that's why he severed the head, to make it more difficult to identify the body. This guy is actively looking to sabotage his daughter.
Well, Amadeus from...
Well, he doesn't want his daughter to get it, so he hid it
Exactly.
for someone else. I think we're gonna need to have another conversation with him. So, all right, let's see. So, Murakan, do you think you can track him doing your juju shadow thing?
do you bring something to drink?
Yes. Here you go.
You're gonna have to create food and water to make something. I'll say you're
No,
able to
I
do
did.
it fast and-
No. When
Let's
I
do
went
something.
into the bar, I told Bart, give me something, give me a bottle of something to drink to take and I did request it.
That's right. I did forget that. But you are correct. What do you think Bart got?
I don't know. Let's throw
Please let
that.
it be
I
some
did tell him
chocolate.
good shit. I did say good shit.
Let it be, please, chocolate.
So I'm gonna give you
Yes.
a 20 dice and let's see what we got.
Okay.
So that's an 18.
Yeah, you're holding a bottle shaped like a skull. It is absolutely filled with this delicious-looking alcoholic chocolate mix. You can see that it's a lot like the drink that you had previously, but much higher quality. Like this stuff looks delish.
I look at Murakan and I said, "Here you go, Juan Marijuana," and I tossed the bottle.
Motherfucker.
Everybody takes 1d4 psychic damage at the memory of Juana like Juana. Okay, give me a mo. I'm just gonna go pee real quick.
This bastard is a fucking 4. Just because I am more related to that.
I'll say this, you don't have to take the damage, but if you do, you can have a point of inspiration.
Of course, it's gonna take the damage. I already rolled the dice. Okay, so we need... Shit. We need to find the guy to get the artifact and
Yes.
go to make the coup d'etat. Is that right?
Let's see if you can track him. Let's see if you can track him through the shadows. If not, then I have a spell that I can use to find him, and then you can try to deliver a message to make him come to a place to talk with us. Because I don't think it would be very.
Yeah, but the other thing that we need to do, the other thing that we need to do is to get Corpalomas to take us to the labs and, get the information about the poison.
Oh, that's easy. You just have to wake him up with me wearing my mask in front of him, and he'll talk.
No, maybe. No, wait. We don't need to go to the labs. We just need to get him to confess, and for that, we need the fire priest.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's close. So never mind. We already have that solved. We just wake up the fucking bird next to the priest and getting.
Yeah, let's wake him up when we need him. So far, let's keep him asleep.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with that fucking pigeon. So... Yeah, I need to see how much Gene can recover from this. So he can help me. So I can track the effectively.
Living with your parents isn't all bad. Sometimes you get free chicken nuggets. Thanks, Dad. That's all I'll say about that. So
what? So Genie's exhausted?
Yeah, we travel back and forth to the settlement.
Okay, I look
In
at
the span of time, like 2 days.
I look at you and I go to your shoulder and I say, Jean, are you there?
yes, tell him about the doggies.
Do you remember?
Right.
Do you remember how you were made? How you were born?
I don't think that's a safe question to ask to a child.
I'm eternal. I was neither born nor have I died.
Oh no! I'm not. Don't go that philosophical on me. I mean, I'm gonna transfer some of my life to you if you can deliver.
Drowned. What?
We are.
What I mean is, what if I
take more damage?
If I use the life transfer spell to transfer some life to it, so it recovers faster, and it can help us find the big guy. Because it's either that or I go with a find person spell.
What are the rules of the find person spell? You just need to have known the person?
Yep. Let me check. What I think
you can do both. You can try to track it, and then will you do that? We recover and go to deliver the message. So we don't have to spend that much energy just tracking and going there.
Okay, no, locate creature. Okay, describe the name of a creature that is similar to you. You sense the direction of the creature's direction as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction. If it's moving, the spell can locate specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn, so long as you have seen such a creature up close at least once. If the creature you describe or name is in a different form, such as being under the effects of a polymorph spell, this spell doesn't locate the creature. The spell can locate creature in running water, at least 100 feet wide blocks a direct path between you and the creature.
I'm afraid that it's in the text. It's a little bit too vague and too far away for it to be useful at this point in time.
No, I think that I'd like to use Murakan's if he can travel to the shadows and find the guy. Would that be more doable? What do you say?
Well, Murakhan, what you think is, same way that you brought the pigeon guy here, you could take a jump with Amadeus back to where he was standing when he met the giant, and you could then pick up the scent, so to
The
speak.
things of the guy, yeah.
So, you know, unless you were able to very accurately describe the last place that you were at, so that Murakhan can go and do the tracking on his own.
Yeah, the market. From the market,
in
you
a
can jump
market,
down.
in a market, there's hundreds of people, and
No, but what I
it
mean
will
is
be
the
hard
place
just
is
to
hard
find your essence
No,
there.
but the place is not hard to describe because it was in the market. That's what I mean. Like we can go to any place in the market, and then we can walk to that place.
I think you mean the docks.
The docks is where the docks is the other place. But remember, we were in the market, then we jumped down to the docks. That's right, the
No,
docks.
you jumped down to the docks.
Exactly, the docks. Yeah, because he just wanted to do a superhero jump.
Okay, you meet the guy in the dock.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the docks.
First, let me tell you something, because probably we're going to find those motherfuckers again if we're going to the shadow. Getting back, I met something that the big guy at the settlement called angular dogs. Is a
Amadeus,
fucking...
you are one of the other people in the world that could probably know what this is. If you roll me an intelligence check or a history check, difficulty 15 for both.
Intelligence or history? No, hold on.
Sorry, history or arcana, my bad.
No, I'm gonna go with Arcana because it's both are good. So either way. All right, let me see. It's okay, motherfucker. It's a natural 20.
Holy shit. Well, this tells you something, which is that you're in fucking trouble. So, anglehounds, also known as the Hounds of Tindalos, are an extraplanar type of being created by some long-gone god of time, and what they do is they hunt down time travelers, and they never stop coming. Once they have your smell, you have to deal with their presence until you are removed from the continuity of the universe.
I'm drinking the chocolate, by the way. The whole
So-
time I'm drinking the chocolate.
I look at him and I say, well, basically you're a little bit fucked, but I'm pretty sure there's something we can do. And what can I do? Because with a 20, I believe I found something to do, right?
You can fight them until the day you die. Every time you defeat them, they're gonna get stronger. Nobody that's being hunted by anglehounds has ever survived them until their natural death. Like, it's like a curse. Like, you time traveled a little bit too much, you girl bossed a little bit too close to the sun, and now you are considered a multiversal problem.
It's a curse.
It's not exactly a curse, because nobody, like, you can't detect, there's nothing on Murakhan that you can dispel. But from what you know, this is a very specific, it's like a chronomancer problem, right? So whenever people are trying to do long distance chronomancy, by which I mean going far into the future or far back into the past, you don't usually go yourself. You create a homunculus, or you create a simulacrum to go for you because of the problem of anglehounds. Once they have a sniff of your soul, that's it, you're marked. If you're a really mighty being, you could have a really long and full life, but one night, the bigger brother of whichever... Like, the problem is they keep getting stronger the more you defeat them, and there doesn't seem to be an upper limit. There are tales of gods being destroyed by these things for fucking with reality too much. And the problem also
What,
is
what are these things exactly? Are they like ghosts?
they're like if Cthulhu is a big is like a giant if Cthulhu is a giant squid, these things start by being little remora fish, but every time you defeat them, they grow in size. It's like whenever you kill them, their bigger brother becomes your problem, and so on and so on and so on, up to the scale of gods.
It's a correction mechanism for the timeline, basically.
But it's
Yes,
it's
couldn't have said
is
it better.
Is it what type of creature could it be?
With that
The fuck
insane
you
roll,
kind.
with that insane roll, you know that it's. I think it's what we call. It's not what we call a devil, because devils are beings of law. These are demons. They are things from the outer dark.
Okay. So yeah, you're cursed. So let's see what we can do about that.
I figured that the moment I wake up in the fucking beach 2 months ago. So
Yeah, there's that too.
what's the solution? You are wise magician.
Yeah, well, the solution is to fight them and kill them until you're dead. But there might be something else. Let's just wait for them to show up and see what happens next time, okay?
Aku, I hear you. What do you got? Well, I'm gonna speak as if I was speaking through Amadeus. From what you know, their vision is really poor, and because they hunt time travelers because sentient beings fuck with time. So the reason they're called angle hounds is that they have a predilection for jumping out of straight corners. So if you're in a house with 4 walls, that's 4 holes they can come out of. But if you're in the jungle where everything is angled and natural shaped and stuff, that's actually the perfect place to hide. So you're always going to be much more vulnerable to them when you're in the shadow sleep or when you're in a city. And you think to yourself, that's probably where they picked up the scent. Like they probably found you when you were in Tanky and not before.
It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to scare you, my friend, but all these motherfuckers have been traveling in time, so it's just a question of time that they find one of us. No, I'm just telling you, these guys, for what I'm understanding, the young one came, you killed the young one, the old one came, you killed the old one, the ugly one came.
Yeah, pretty much. Have you just out of game? Have you guys ever heard the tale of the 3 billy goats? It's like there was a farmer who was getting attacked by a goat. It was a tiny goat, and it only came up to his knees. So he kicked the goat, and the goat fell down the hill. And when it got to the bottom of the hill, it went, "I'm gonna tell my older brother about you." Next day, the farmer was in his house, and then a goat that comes up to his shoulder tries to break down the house, and he's like, he punches the goat in the mouth, and the goat falls down. And when it gets up, it speaks in a man's voice, and it goes, "I'm gonna tell my older brother about you." Next day, a goat the size of a tree comes out of the woods, and he shoots it with a crossbow, and the goat falls down. It eventually heals itself, and it goes, "I will tell my older brother about you," and so on until the goat is the size of the universe. So it's kind of that problem. Every time you fix it, it gets worse.
Oh, the best option is
I
to
didn't
just run.
I didn't kill any of those. I just fly away from them. At least they can't fly. Yet.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
that's
which,
what I'm saying.
Loki, who is listening into the conversation, says, "Did you purposefully time travel, or was it one of the time reset things?"
Yeah, it must be one of the time
The
reset.
time reset is the only time travel I guess I did in my whole fucking life.
Oh.
So
Then
yeah,
there's a
we are
problem,
screwed.
because if we're all traveling through time, then it's just a matter of seconds. Sorry, time repeats until we're all being hunted by anglehounds.
Maybe if we end the curse of the pyramid.
I think that would be good. I think that would be good, unless everybody this part of the world, everybody who is affected by this, is going to be ripped to shreds by beasts that come out of corners.
Okay, so I have two questions. First things first. The first one. So Morgan is not going to be followed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because he was not in the situation. Now I, looking like this, will be followed, and in a few days I will be going crazy if I don't take one of these.
Oh shit!
Make sure.
That's good. You're safe. At least one of those
What?
At least one of those during the actual blood moon will keep you from exploding, or going crazy, or worse.
No, because my question is, I can also modify my body when I take a blood dye, and I want to make some modifications so the person they're looking for doesn't look like the person that I'm going to look like right now.
Oh, you
Yeah,
want to
but
do
I
some
can tell you,
flesh
bro.
crafting?
Inside
Yes.
the Underdark, for what I can tell,
No, I'm
nailed
going to do
the
some
thing.
character crafting right now, because if I take the blood dye, the blood dye now, I reset the clock anyways, right? Like it's not going to happen anything to me on the blood moon.
Oh no, you do. You have to very specifically take a dice during the blood moon. You will be under the influence of a certain type of magic, and
Okay, hold on. So, Zurag, you have 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I have 3. That's 6. Okay, then I'm gonna take one now to do the modifications that I need, and I'll tap one for the blood moon. I'll save the
Wait.
other one for blood moons.
Do you know how to modify your own flesh? Because I've heard you need a specialist for that.
yeah, you need a priestess for that shit.
Can I do it myself?
Hang on,
Depends.
hang on.
It
So-
depends.
Can I roll? Can I roll? I don't know, something maybe dexterity or something. Because before we updated the characters onto the new system, one of my skills was disguise. But since it's something that Surok at some point had to do during his life, maybe he has a bit of, how to adjust your clothes, something here, kind of like
So
hide.
here's the thing. When it comes to say, I don't want to say no. Let words. Let me just resolve it in the correct order. Amadeus, you think you have an idea. You have been feeling your body and the magic that has been coursing through you lately. I'm gonna tell you something. You have an idea, you think it could be really, really difficult, but you are an archmage. You could try.
So here's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna give you the good story. I'm gonna try to look different, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look like I'm gonna end up looking like of course like a reborn, but like a very old person version of me. So, and as I can modify my character sheet 1 point, I'm gonna say that just because of what happened, I lose 1 of Constitution, and I'm going to put that into intelligence. Okay.
So let me see if I get this right. You have an idea of the transformation that you want to make. You don't want to remake your entire body. You just want to allow yourself to age, right?
No, the thing is that for purpose of the story, I want to try to look like the same, just a little bit different on my face, and I end up looking like an old man because I don't know how to do it yet. But the real modifications that I want is actually just to change 1 point of Constitution to Intelligence. So I'm gonna modify myself in order to give you a little bit story to this modification.
Here's the thing, brother.
Mhm.
To even attempt this, I'm gonna need you to roll me an Arcana check of difficulty 30. That is to even attempt it. A failure of more than 5. Ooh, Aku, is there something you want to say?
No, his concern right now is not about the hounds. His concern is about the guards in the city.
People who actually saw your faces. Zurok, as Amadeus is apparently trying to go ahead and do some very complex kind of magic, please roll me a disguise check. You know how to, it's whichever ability is connected to that, I think, would be.
The thing is, I don't have.
Okay.
Since I don't
So
have
you
any
need me to do an Arcana check, right?
Yes, and that's to even see if you're able to. Please show me where the dice is gonna fall. What is that?
Okay. I don't want to brag or anything.
Motherfucker.
I roll it in front of you.
Is that a 12? I
Dice
actually
tell
can't
him.
read it.
I think that's a 20. Because it's the only different symbol in the... Ah, it's a 20.
It's a 20.
So I know that your Arcana bonus is a +8, right?
Yes.
Which means that even with a 20, you were not able to actually reach the difficulty of 30.
It's a natural.
Hang on. I am going to honor the fact that it's a natural 20 and avoid the worst possible outcome. I need you to understand that when you delve deep into your new flesh and call upon the spirit of this potency that is now bonded onto you, you immediately feel yourself break mentally into a million pieces. You are standing on a dark void. You are limbless, skinless, sightless, and earless. And for the briefest moment, you feel as though there is another being in this exact situation of abject, horrible suffering, occupying this unspace with you. And a hand lighter than any physical touch goes over your face, and you can feel those ravaged nerves and that explosion of your flesh which you were just about to cause be reverted by a very literal godly intervention. And when you come back to yourself, you guys, it has been half an hour. Amadeus has been writhing on the sand as his entire body melted and then reformed and then melted without any bones. He was a bag of flesh screaming out into the air. And eventually, it's like he compressed and then began to reform himself from a cancerous-looking tumor thing back to the form that he had. When he comes to, he looks about 10 years older, his skin is thinner, and there is now a look of further, you wouldn't call it wisdom, but painfully earned knowledge upon his face.
Alright, so in metagame, I'm gonna say, congratulations, the Empress came and wrist slapped you and said, no.
Very much.
In game, Zurg is just gonna go grab the bottle from Murakhan and go.
Nope, I don't give that shit. I don't give you anything. Bring the fucking sand. I need to process this more like you.
Yeah. Loki has just been like on his hands and knees looking intently at the process, and he's like,
What just happened? What just happened?
I had a date with the universe. It didn't go well. Leave me alone.
But you are
Yeah.
able to get those stat changes you wanted. I'm just gonna let you
did.
know from now, you fucking understand that you are not actually mentally, whatever parts are required to work that juju, they're not a part of you. It's not that you are too stupid to do it. It's that whatever is the nature of that magic, it ate you up, chewed you out, and only somebody else's goodwill allowed you to retain your sanity. That was a very dangerous thing you just did.
Okay.
Right. So how
Okay.
about you don't do that again?
I'll try not to. All right.
I don't believe you. You look like
Next
a
time I'm
fucking
putting you out of your
monk. Not just
misery.
enjoying this.
Just so you know.
Holy shit.
Did you guys ever see
Feeling
Aqua
better,
Teen
buddy?
Hunger Force? Do you know Meatball?
Yeah.
During several stretches of time when that was happening, you looked like Meatball, only with eyes everywhere and mouths screaming in pain. Like, woo! Chaos. Please remember, the first game I ever played was Warhammer 40k, so I just love me these like bodily transformation gore things.
Anyway, so what was the plan again? What were we trying to do?
We're gonna go find what's his name?
So
Sorry.
you're either
the-
going to go
Pluto.
and fight the construct, so you can look over the, the battlefield and hopefully find the instrument that is the key to the city, or you're gonna go and talk to the bad guys as number 2 and appeal to his sensibilities, so you can help him sabotage his wife's plans. I may have read a little bit too much Game of Thrones when I was young.
Alright, so
All right,
are we
let's go-
going
let's
to
go talk to this guy.
split, or are we going just to wait after talking with the guy?
No,
Because
let's,
I
let's-
just can go one direction.
Gentlemen, I don't want to be a what's the word here? I don't want to put water over your socks, but I am not coherent enough to do either of those two scenes today and not just fuck it up completely. Also, don't you have to go see Servando and Florentino?
That's in about an hour or so.
Are you going to see, sir?
Yeah, so I think it's about time for you guys to come, for us to call it quits here at Chaos Meatball Moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's enough process.
No. Because the problem with that is that the field where the golem is probably a week's time travel.
Yeah, the issue here is the distance we have to go for any of the
So
options.
let's talk to the big guy to see if we get a location before going to the place.
That seems like the most logical solution to me. So I think we'll pick up on you trying to have a chat with my Aztec Darth Vader and figure out what the fuck did he do during the War of Summer.
All right.
Thank you very much for having been here. Please, everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will attempt to be more coherent next time. I'm hoping to get my medication sometime this month, which should help quite a bit. I love you all very much. Thank you
Oh,
for
I
playing.
I got inspiration point and we'll lose it after today, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh, listen, man. I just had to explain your. You know what you know how it was.
Fun fact, I also have alert. I just keep forgetting.
I guess you forget to be alert.
I was drunk, so...
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. That counts for something. Yeah, that counts for something.
All right, my friends. I love you all very much. I'm just gonna close over here and probably make my way over to Discord if we want to play some video games later. Enjoy your show,
Sure.
and see you all next week.
Take care.
Bye.